Dojo is Japanese for temple of learning. You would go and learn karate in a karate dojo. You would learn kendo in a kendo dojo. And kendo is a very interesting example because for 700 years, kendo has been free to learn all around the world. So the model of a free learning environment is actually older than the Western school system, which I love.
So I got into programming around the age of 9. It started, I used to make animations on the computer and I wanted to put them up online, but with both parents and dentists, I didn't really know how. So I saved up my pocket money and bought a book on HTML. And just from there kind of grew my curiosity in computers and how they work. It was very frustrating growing up that, while I was good at programming and good at computers, that, I wasn't good in school, I wasn't good sporty, and the thing that I was good at, it didn't translate into any points or benefit to school. I entered this programming competition when I was in 6th year in school. At that event I won this small pink iPod Nano, and on the way home I just started messing around with it and started hacking around, and I found I could do stuff with it that one normally couldn't. So I posted this up online, and the story just kind of went all over the internet. 40 people from my school turned up just to learn the basics of programming. So for the rest of the year, twice a week, I ran this programming club after school, that we tried to just make the environment very different from the classroom, and that it was more oriented around fun and doing cool things and showing off what you've done. It got into the point where people from other schools in Cork were asking if they could come to our school after school to go learn how to do this kind of stuff. So there was quite a lot of demand. And then I met Bill again post Web Summit. We kind of discussed the whole thing about young programmers and the outlets there.
We very simply said, if this is going to work, we need to rely on the basic human instinct of generosity. And the funny thing is, when you have a generous spirit, when it's been given for free and everybody knows that they're there, out of generosity, an amazing thing happens. And the learning comes from that environment as much as it does from anything else.
We each had something different to bring to the table, which when infused created Coderdojo. Well, I think I wanted to kind of wait around and, develop a website and develop curriculum and all this, and Bill was like, screw it, let's just do it like next week. So literally within the space of the slight inception of the idea of Coderdojo, within 1 or 2 weeks we had our first Coderdojo up and running.
I'm a German who's been living in Ireland since 1995. I'm a primary school teacher. I'm now involved in Coderdojo. I lead the Scratch sessions. Children who are interested can come and learn how to code, especially from each other, which is the great thing about it. I think it's trying to structure the sessions in a way that it's not like in school you're told to do A, B, C in that order, but still make sure that everybody gets something out of it.
To make my own website was just a great feeling the first time when I made it. Board text that could actually open in the browser and see. So that was the great thing. The ability to write some text and then make it look as an image or a text, a box, button. That was the thing that started. One of the mentors here said there was a competition, online programming Olympiad, and he said that he would be disappointed if I would not do a too simple task that would qualify me into it. So I finished them. I got into the thing, and it required me to learn a kind of hard programming language called C or C++.
Building a website and showing people that you can do something as well, that you are not just somebody, that you can put something out there. So yeah. Well, I've done some mentoring, and I've mainly done. I've showed young people the basics of coding and the basics of HTML.
I think once people saw that it had been replicated in Dublin, and we'd seen what the kind of common factors are between the dojos and what the difficulty was, and essentially boiled it down to this very easy kind of system of setting up a Coderdojo, and we put all this information and knowledge we had online, and just through the power of social media, the word spread about Coderdojo and more people came on board.
The more people see Coderdojo, the more they realize that, hey, wow, I could do that, and they start.
We were introduced by the founder, Bill Liao. A situation like this where kids are learning how to code at such a young age, I think is amazingly empowering for them.
Anyone with an idea and the skills to code can really make something useful that can really improve the world, and it's pretty impressive.
It's all about getting these kids engaged at a young age and really getting them to understand what they can do by learning such a valuable skill set. But more importantly, I think it's about making it fun and enjoyable for them, because the sooner that they can get really excited about something like coding, the sooner that they can go out and start to try to change the world on their own.
I think it's awesome. It really has to be free, because these kids come in with no preconceptions about coding, a lot of them, and so to really open it up to everyone who might not know if they like coding or not, I think it's really important that it is free.
I've been trying as best I can to assist the movement nationally to make people more aware of it. I hosted a symbolic Coderdojo class in Leinster House last year, which the Taoiseach attended, to make my own colleagues, my own parliamentary colleagues, more aware of the movement and the potential that exists within the movement. It's a facet of everything that they do, be it at home or be it in school. Children are innately intuitive, they're innately curious, they're wonderful learners. And if you can somehow provide the environment for them to learn and to acquire this new information, I think what can happen in the future is extraordinarily exciting.
You know, we have kids of all different, backgrounds, ages. We have kids with all different, challenges. And in fact, as Sagata Mitra says, if you really want kids to learn, give them the opportunity. And then if you want them to learn really well, admire them.
You need to have a little iceberg in there. That's very cool.
Like, despite the fact that nobody in our family necessarily had technical knowledge, there was a lot of encouragement. I remember, like, very early on from building websites and so on, there was a lot of encouragement from parents, and they didn't necessarily understand it, but it was the encouragement that kind of would drive you forward. The idea of a programming club isn't new. It's been around since the 70s, and like they were really popular then, the homebrew hacker types. And I suppose what's kind of set Coderdojo out from other organizations is, I think it's just its core philosophy and its thinking styles. The core philosophy of being open source and helping others. And one of the things we want to do is kind of, I suppose, set the core values and philosophy and ideologies and so on, but really have this kind of foundation for anything could happen. And again, with open source, anything could change. Somebody could iterate and do it better and contribute back. The whole Coderdojo environment is cultivating good programmers, but it's doing it in a way that it's a lot more social and that they're making friends and because they're getting used to working together and collaborating. So with that in Coderdojo, we see all sorts of things going on. Everything from like 3D printing to making robots to programming microcontrollers to deassembling computers and reassembling them, and then of course all the various fields of programming and stuff outside where people build model rockets at their Coderojos or play chess and so on. And I think it's fantastic that people are able to take that environment and do a whole wide array of things.
It starts, I think, here on the third one, and then you get like more points for every rotation.
We do lots of different things, not just computer coding. We've had a rocket launch. We're doing stop animation, as you've seen, all sorts of things. Anything that is involves technology at all. There are all sorts of ways that technology, you can get kids involved in the technology.
The classes are free. You're getting all of this knowledge for free. Any child should be able to walk in here and access the classes, and we encourage everybody to come. We have a spread of different things that we do with the children. So they've had exposure to amazing things. They've been in the Young Scientist competition. 12 of them were able to come together and meet once a week and between them and go up and do an amazing project on, by being a member of Coderdojo, does it improve your numeracy, literacy and knowledge of STEM? And so they proved that, and the judge was very impressed with everything that they'd done. Above all, be cool, which is from James Whelton. So, I mean, he's a phenomenal guy, what he's done. I heard him in November in a rainy night coming home in the car, and he just inspired me, and I just said, this can happen, and this can work in Birr. And between Dennis and myself, and now we have a phenomenal family, is what I would call them, of mentors, people who are parents.
And it's really testament to the community in Coderdojo because it has been extremely shaped and defined by the community. That's something that we wanted day one. We wanted this kind of open source transparent movement that was really driven by the community. The community would decide, you know, what it would do and how to direct it.
Yes, I would love to see everyone on Earth be exposed to programming as an opportunity, with the caveat that it doesn't get killed for them, with the caveat that it's done in a way that is cool, that is fun.
In school, it might be, doing like your piano lesson, and here it's band practice. So they need both in order to progress.
You know, we have this whole generation of young people, once they come in and become teachers and that they're proficient with technology, and you know, every teacher can use a computer and use a computer well, you know, that kind of resets the template or the boilerplate, I suppose, for introducing coding into secondary schools. But I think we're like a few years off that still yet. It's difficult to comprehend, having seen it go around the world, and Coderdojo is being held in such locations like the European Parliament and the Irish Parliament and so on. It's just been something else to see it grow and develop.
We went off to Belgium to the EU Parliament, and we showed them like some of the scratch and things like that, and the lad from Cork was there that made Coderdojo.
Every week we have between 75 and 80 kids. We have a waiting list of over 200. It is the parents and kids, it is their dojo, and the sustainability of the Coderdojo in Bor is dependent on their involvement. So you don't need to be the world's greatest guru in Python, but you can help with the check-in for parents and children on arrival, or you can help with the administration of the dojo, and parents are volunteering every week to do that. We're exposing children from 6, 7 and 8 years up to 12, 15 to technology and programming languages that they would not see until the third level. And hopefully, who knows, the next Mark Zuckerberg might be here and I can retire early, you know.
We do rockets and we do HTML, we do Scratch, we do Python, we have Lego Mindstorms, we have chess. The best thing about Coderdojo is having fun and playing with others and making games.
Coderdojo's gone all over the world. It's in Ireland, England, France, Germany, Spain, Slovenia, the US, in Japan, even further afield, and so the future of Coderdojo is definitely a more connected and collaborative network of dojos around the world.
Learn, code, fun.
Phenomenal, fantastic opportunity for kids.
Open, free learning is cool.
Empowering, exciting, future-proofed, challenging.
I'd say future of the world.
Coderdojo is an incredibly young organisation, but looking at the future opportunity that it holds to both here and in countries all over the world, there's an incredible amount of distance it can go, an incredible amount that it will develop. And I think that the future will be very interesting with it.
And that's the beautiful thing about Coderdojo, is that in hundreds of locations now, and soon I'm sure thousands, people are picking up the story and everyone in their community is benefiting. And I'm just proud that people are proud of humanity, that people actually do step up and they do it.